Hello. We have done some drum things. We have chosen to try and make some, or recreate, big emphasis on the try, to recreate some famous drum sounds. Lust for Life and Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. And this is Lust for Life. Yeah, so I'll just comment on it already. I think the Levee Breaks one is better, but I will talk about why that is, and also what we did to try and get them, and stuff like that. We recorded those drum sounds, and then what we did after that was we placed one speaker in a lot of different locations in the studio. The corridor, a cupboard, another corridor that was a bit wider and a bit splashier, and a massive stairwell. Corridor on its own. That is the corridor just outside the control room. We just put a speaker at one end and mics at the other, and that's basically what it sounded like. This is the wider hallway. Sounds pretty cool. And this is the storage cupboard. And then this is the stairwell. So yeah, I guess the point of this is to show you how they make the drums sound different. For example, here is... In fact, we'll go back to Lust for Life for this one. So that is completely dry. That is just the mics that are on the kit, plus I think one room mic in the corner of the room, but it's still like pretty dead. So to add some ambience to that, I will add in a bit of the storage cupboard. So that adds a bit of summer. It makes it a little bit more lively. And that drum sound is probably a bit livelier than that even. So at this point you might go, well, it's close, but it's just not quite right. So maybe we can make it bigger by adding a little bit of delay. So you can mess around with this, but you essentially just make the room sound way bigger because you delay the sound of the room after the dry drums, which can sound really cool. So let's be quite dramatic with it. Sounds way bigger, which is cool. So yeah, without it. And with it. You can even blend multiple together. We could have the corridor and the hallway together. So let's see what that sounds like. That's the hallway. The wide one. That's the end of the song. Let's start again. Blend those together. Have a bit of the dry in. Take the whole way out. Put the whole way back in. Take the corridor out. Maybe turn that over a bit. Let's mix in a bit of the stairwell. This will be stupid, but let's just try it. You can mix it up. I'm not gonna say that was particularly amazing, but you can blend it all together and get something pretty unique. Lust for Life, it's got the floor tom-like bass drum, which we tried to get originally with the Gretsch kick drum, but it was too big. So when we tried to get the kick drum to resonate like proper, it was just way too low. Yeah, like. Whew. No thank you. So we swapped it out for a smaller kick drum, which was a lot better. It was a lot better, but the only problem being the heads on that kick drum are so old, so beaten up, that it was really hard to get them to just to get them to resonate at all was pretty difficult. To get the kick drum to really for the Lust for Life thing, which is like boo 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 doo, you can't hit the kick drum too hard. There's a sweet spot with how hard you need to hit it with your kick pedal, and we found that on the Levee Breaks one, and that's just got like a fat sustain on it. But yeah, we couldn't quite get that with the smaller one, which kind of made the Lust for Life one a little bit of a weaker drum sound, to be honest. But you can still hear how the size of the kick drum made a difference. So here's a small kick drum, and here's a big one. Whoa, no, that is minging. That's better. Another thing about the smaller kick drum as well is it had a porthole in it, which I think didn't help in getting this style of a kick sound. But yeah, we used an M88 and a D112, and I used both of them, but here's what they sound like individually. That's the M88, and here's a D112. It's got a bit more like top end stuff going on. Snare was a Bayer 201, which is probably my favourite snare mic. The snare drum was just tuned really, really high, and I don't think I put any dampening on it at all. I think these drum sounds are really ringy, and you just gotta let it ring and trust that that's the way. And it probably detuned itself by the time we did Levee Breaks. By quite a lot. Overheads will have been 414s, I think. That's what the overheads sound like. And then we had a PZM in the corner of the room, which sounded like this. And altogether it's like this. Like, if you'd have deadened the snare too much, then you just wouldn't really hear it would just be a bit of a pap, and then it would be nothing. Oh, that's the 22-inch kick. That was not the one. So, yeah, and for Levee Breaks, we just put the 22-inch kick back in, and it was perfect. And because the sustain on that kick drum was so long, it matched the tempo of the song really well. So that's something to think about as well. Yeah. Like, it lasts the perfect amount. Getting caught in my wire. That's pretty much the only thing we changed for, in terms of like the dry drum recording on that. That's all we changed for Levee breaks. We're mainly messing with the ambiences, so that's kind of what makes it. Completely forgot. Completely forgot. That in real life they put Levee breaks through a tape echo, which is a big part of it. So let's just do that. I have one on. Somewhat a little bit like that. And then I'll, instead of having the stairwell separate, I'll send that through the drum bus so that it gets compressed there as well, which does sound quite, well, it'll glue it a little bit more. Whoa. Yeah. Even more. Yeah, so that's it really. Different ambiences are very cool. And you don't have to record your drums in a perfect place. You don't have to record them in a massive room to get a massive sound. You can just mess with it and or just use a reverb. But I think this is a bit cooler. I think that this is more of a fun thing to do. And you get some that is a bit more unique. So yeah. That's it really.